Beruchim Habayim, ladies, welcome to the second part of our three-part series. And thank you again, Esther, for setting it up. Chazak Baruch. And I know it's right before Pesach. We just entered Rosh Chodesh Nisan. So first of all, Chodesh Tov Mevorach to everyone. It should be a month filled with Ge'ulah, Be'ezrat Hashem, for us and for all of Am Yisrael. And I know it's a very busy time, a lot of shopping to do, all the outfits for Pesach, and obviously food, if we're cooking at home, Has v'Shalom, whoever's staying home. And so thank you again for coming out and, trying to work on our inner confidence versus external validation. That is the title of tonight's class. Tonight's class, Be'ezrat Hashem, should as well be a zechut and a refuah shlema for Yohanan Shlomo ben Victoria Sarah, and as well for Le'ilui Nishmat Daniel ben Eliyahu. Hu Adonai Tanihenu began Eden, Hu v'chol b'nei Yisrael hashochavim imo, v'chaim v'seichot v'chein yiratzon v'nomar amen. So again, a speedy recovery, Be'ezrat Hashem, for Yohanan Shlomo ben Victoria Sarah, and as well Le'ilui Nishama for Daniel ben Eliyahu. There was once a big dispute between two big rabbis. And the dispute was as follows. What is the most important pasuk in the Torah? So one rabbi, Rabbi Akiva, we know him well, very famous rabbi, he said, Ve'ahavta l're'acha kamocha, which means you should love your fellow like yourself. Very important pasuk. And it's till today. It's in the Torah. We live by that pasuk. Love thy fellow like thyself. Right? Amar lo ben Azai. Came along a rabbi, Ben Azai, and he said, I have a better pasuk. Better than ve'ahavta? Better than love your neighbor like yourself? He said, yes. What's the pasuk? Ki betzelem Elokim asa et ha'adam. Because God created man in His image. What in the world does that have to do? It's also a nice pasuk. Talking apples and oranges. One rabbi is telling you an important way to live with other people. And then he's telling me that we were created in the image of God. Which is a nice pasuk also. But it's like, But the answer is, Ben Azai is saying something very, very deep. You see, Rabbi Akiva is saying, Ve'ahavta l're'acha kamocha. You should love your fellow like yourself. Problem is, well, what if I don't love myself? If kamocha, if like me, then maybe I hate myself, so I should hate you too. Ben Azai is saying kamocha is not enough. And today we realize the depth of what Ben Azai is really teaching. What today modern psychology is confirming. That unfortunately people today validate themselves very, very little. They value themselves the way we see ourselves today, in our own eyes. Says Ben Azai, kamocha doesn't work. If it's just the way I love myself. Today, how many people, the therapist's offices are flooded. Depression, sadness, stress, low self-esteem, no confidence. Says Ben Azai, I have a better pasuk. You shouldn't love your fellow like yourself. First, you should realize Betzelem Elokim asa et ha'adam. First, you got to realize what your worth is. First, you have to realize that you were created in the image of God. Realize who you are. Realize that you were created with something very powerful. Hashem gave you something. And He put you in this world for a reason. And it's your job to find out what that reason is. B'tselem Elokim. When we look in the mirror, when we walk down the street, we have to have a certain, not arrogance. We have to walk as if we are God's gift to the world. You know who I am? You know what I could achieve? You know what I'm capable of? And again, these nice words, but most of us don't even believe it. We're too busy watching other people's tzelem Elokim. We're too busy watching other people influence. Other people crush it. Other people succeed. But tzelem Elokim, what about yours? Do you believe you have one? But we don't focus on that. We're too busy following. We're too busy noticing. Our rabbis tell us, Ezehu ashir hasameach bechelko. Who is the rich man? He who is happy with what he has. And maybe one day we'll talk about happiness, but I don't want to talk about happiness right now. But our rabbis are telling us in this Mishnah, ashir, to be wealthy, is not just sameach bechelko. Is not just sameach with what you have. There's something much more important that you have to be sameach with. Who you are. Sameach bechelko. You got to be happy with what you have, with who you are as a person, with what Hashem created you. Do you know what that even is? Do we even know what our kochot are? Do we even know if we're on a date, why should this person love me? Why should this person value me? We're so caught up in the negative thoughts. Oh no, what if they see this? What if they notice that? What if they ask about this? We're playing so much defense. But do you come to a date with an aura? Like, you are lucky if you get to marry me. You should go to a date like that. You'll be lucky. I'm not talking about the Hazik case that the lady set you up with 30 times and you finally said yes because you just wanted to shut her up. So obviously you'll be lucky if you marry me. We all have that, My aunt 34 times, so I just said yes to leave me alone. So I'm doing a chesed with you, you just know that. This is my chesed for the week. And you better take me out to meet, At least I'm going to get a good dinner out of it. I'm talking about even the guy that you think is better than you. You'll be lucky to get me. You got to live life like that. We got to walk around. We got to know what we are. We got to know what we bring to the table. What are you bringing to this marriage? Why should this guy want you? If you don't value yourself, how do you want him to value you? If you don't think that you're a hot ticket, if you don't think that you are amazing, why should he think so? You got to believe in your product. You got to believe in what you have. You got to believe in who you are. You got to know what you're bringing to this relationship. You're lucky to get me. Or else you know what's going to happen? You're going to just be a chameleon to whatever he wants you to be. He wants a girl with no skirt. I don't wear skirts, I don't wear skirts. I just Shabbat, He wants a girl that wears skirts. I do wear skirts. He wants a girl that I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Whatever people want. He's just going to be flip-flopping for everyone around the world. What are you bringing? You got to have confidence in yourself. B'tselem Elokim. I was given something. I have something very valuable. I have something beautiful about me. Because I said this many times and I'll say it again. Everyone's a 7. Did I ever tell you that line? Everyone is a 7. What does that mean? That means, guy sees the girl, Rabbi, could you set me up with that girl? She's a 10. Go, yeah? Go out with her. You'll realize she's not a 10. Comes back, wow, Rabbi, she is so annoying. I couldn't stand it. You're right, she's not a 10. Another girl, push a guy to go out with her. Nah, Rabbi, she's a 5. Goes out, wow, she's amazing, this, that. She's actually a 7. Everyone is a 7. Nobody's a 10. You should just know that. Nobody's perfect. There are 10s about you, and there are 5s about you. And the girl next to you, there are 10s and 5s. And if you don't know what your 5s are, by the way, just ask the person that you're friends with. They'll tell you all your 5s. They'll tell you your 2s, your 1s, they'll tell you everything. Ask your sister. You know, there's definitely a ton of people in the world that do a good job in telling you what your 2s are. We don't know, we have no shortage of the 2s. Problem is, people around us don't always tell us what our 10s are. By the way, your job as a friend is not to tell your friend what her 2s are. You should also do that. But more importantly, you got to tell them what the 10s are. Bezat Hashem, when you have children, if you don't already. When you're married, you got to tell your spouse what their 10s are. Chilcha leoraita. Wow. You have a koach. You know you're a 10 when it comes to whatever. I love how you listen when people talk. You have such a good art of listening. Wow, you listen with your face and your eyes and you're all into it when you listen. It's like you're praying when you listen. Wow, I love how you listen. I love how you bring people together. You are a magnet. Wow. You could just throw anything, people will show up. You're a butter. You are social. Hello? Unbelievable. I love that energy. I love how you got to tell people what their 10s are. We don't do that, unfortunately. We don't do enough of a job of telling people. We're always pointing out their 3s. And it's true. Everyone has 3s. I have 3s. Everyone that you will ever talk about their 3s, it's true. Those 3s, they're really 3s. Problem of Lashon Hara is that we're forgetting they also have 10s. Also, your mom and your dad have 3s, by the way. I'm sorry to tell you. You don't talk about your mom and your dad because they're perfect? No. Remember, everyone's a... Even your mom is a 7, and your dad is a 7. Even you're a 7. And everyone's a 7. 6, 7. Okay? Everyone's a 7. You gotta... And that will mean different things in different stages of life. That's like a little kid TikTok trend, okay? If you don't know what that is. Everyone, you got to use that 7 number at different stages of life. Sometimes when your head is big, you got to remind yourself, take it easy, you're just a 7. All right? You're just a 7. Don't get over your head. You're just a 7. But a lot of times we got to remind ourselves, I'm a 7. I'm not a nothing. This guy's lucky to get me. There's 10s about me. He wishes. You got to know what you bring to an interview, to a company. You're applying for a job. You got to have that confidence. You got to walk in. That's how you're going to be b'simcha in life. You got to know what you bring to the table. You got to know what you're offering to the company, to the guy. You offer something. And if you're focusing on what you're not good at your 2s and your 3s, you're not going to be able to crush it on your 10s. No one's a 10. We all have our stuff. It's okay. You're not meant to be perfect. Dating, when you're looking for a guy, by the way, you're going to find a lot of 10s. You're going to find a lot of 1s. When you're dating, you ready? My wife put it very simple, by the way. When you're dating, your job is to find what the 1s are, what annoys the heck out of you, And then just ask yourself, can I live with that for the rest of my life? Very simple game. Not, okay, how am I going to change that 1 into a 10? How am I going to make him arts and crafts? Rabbi, how do you make your boyfriend? How do you make your husband? How do you... the answer is, you don't. You don't make nobody in life do anything. If you're not okay with them today, that's going to be a problem. Dating, you got to be okay with them. However they are. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And everything in between. Because everyone's a 7. Everyone's a 7. You like this guy, how he is? That 1 is there to stay. If he's not organized. If he's, doesn't, if he's smelly. That's the guy's going to be there to stay. No, I'm going to teach him. You give me 2 weeks with him, Rabbi. I'll show you. I'm going to turn him into a mensch, minyan, whatever. You're not changing nobody. Maybe you're lucky if you could change yourself. If you could change yourself after 120 years, you did a good job. But I promise you, Hashem's not going to ask you, did you change your husband? You're not here to change your husband. You're not here to change people in the world. You're not here to change people. Your avodah is here to change yourself. So you're going out with someone, you got to find out, what don't I like about them? Can I live with that? When you're going out with someone, you got to know, what do you bring? But everyone's got their 1s, everyone's got their 10s. So if you're looking for Mr. 10, he doesn't exist. And this is a big problem. A lot of people are going out, and everything's okay, but there's little things here and there. And what happens? They end it. Why? I don't know, Rabbi, I was just wondering, maybe I could do better. Maybe I could do better. So I'm telling you the answer. The answer is, you can. You can do better. There will always be someone richer, prettier, cooler, calmer, more patient. They'll always be better. Because in one area, this person's better. In another area, that person's better. There'll always be someone better. So when you go out and everything's good, but I wonder, could I do better? The answer is you can. And you'll never get married because you will always be able to ask yourself that question, can I do better? You'll always be able to do better. So, to be samer bechelko means I got to realize, what am I bringing here? What do I carry? What do I bring? What's my tzelem elokim? And when you're happy with what you have, by the way, not only are you sameach bechelko, not only are you happy with who you are, you end up being happy with chelko, what other people have. You can find out that your friend got a promotion and you're actually happy for her. That she's crushing it in business and you could actually be happy for her. That she met an amazing guy and you could actually be happy for her. That she went away on a program that's more expensive than yours and you could actually be happy for her. That her diet is working and you could be happy for her. You could be sameach bechilko. Not just for you, but you could be happy with the other guy. And that is what happens when you're first happy with who you are. Because if you're not happy with where you are, if you don't feel good about yourself, you're not comfortable with yourself, so you can't, how can I be happy for you? I'm not happy for me. And not only are you not happy for you, but what ends up happening? We do something very dangerous. It's called lashon hara. Why do we talk lashon hara? Why do we pull people down? Why do we do that? What do we gain? What do we gain? I understand stealing from someone. I get it. I like that purse. I want it. I steal it. It's not nice. It's not allowed. But But I get it. But what's the allure in talking gossip? You know why we do it? Because deep down, we're nervous. I don't feel good about myself. And there's a very cheap way of lifting myself up, is by putting you down. If I could point out her threes, I'm actually not so bad anymore. Because I don't do that. I don't never, Rabbi, I love people. How could she do that? You saw what she did? How did people, I'm a giver. How do they just use, who would do that? I would never do that, right? So you're picking on her threes. Why? Because it makes you feel good. Because I'm not that bad. I want to read to you from the Chavot Levavot, something wild. He says, Amar Ehad HaHasidim. He quotes over here from a great Chassid. This is written 1,000 years ago. He says, Harbe b'nei Adam yavou leyom cheshbon. A lot of people are going to get to Shamayim on the day of judgment. After 120, they're going to get to the heavens. And of course, we each think that we're going to have VIP. I'm Syrian, I'm Mashadi, I'm Isfahani, I'm Tehrani, I'm whatever. I'm asking into Zara or Ian or whatever. I'm going straight, me and God, we're tight, we're besties. Rabbi, I'm going VIP. I'm going to cut the line in Shamayim. God has a picture of me right behind his desk. How you do? So a lot of people are going to get there. You ready? Look at this. They're going to show them all their good that they did. Yimtzeu, they're going to find besefer zachuyotam, zachuyot shelo asu otam. All of a sudden, they're going to show you, what's your name? Sarah? Says over here, Sarah, that you build these organizations. What are we going to say? I think you got the wrong Sarah. I never build organization. Ve'yomru lo asinu otam. I said, I never did that. I wish I did that. I never did. I'm not an organization girl. I don't do that. I saw you did a lot of Tehillim. You finished Tehillim in your life? Wow. You almost have the record. You finished more than David HaMelech himself. You did Tehillim 10,000 times. What? Me? I never did Tehillim 10,000 times. I took like one chapter when they did that whole 1 through 10 thing everyone took. I took like, one here and there. I didn't even finish it, I'm not a Tehillim guy. I'm not, it's the wrong Sarah. I didn't do the Tehillim. I don't do Tehillim. Ve'yomar lahem, you know what they're going to tell you? Look at this. Asa otam asher diber bachem. You're right, you didn't do it. But so-and-so spoke once bad about you. She did those good things. Get what's going on with you? When someone speaks bad about us, we get all of their credit. This is Chavot HaLevavot. It's no joke. It's a big sefer. We're going to get to the why in a second. I just want you to hear what he's saying. First of all, you're going to get a lot of good from that guy that spoke bad about you. So next time someone talks bad about you, by the way, you should go to them, give them a big hug and kiss. Thank you so much. I mean, they gave you the biggest gift ever. The biggest gift. They gave you zechut in Shamayim. All the mitzvot go to you. And also, you'll have a guy they're going to have in their averot. What's this doing here? I never did this. I'm always like, Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur when we go through all the Aleph, Bet, Gimels. There's always like, more, like a lot of them that we never did. It's like, okay, maybe I ate out of the sukkah. Okay, fine, I'm sorry about that. I said a beracha, I didn't say a beracha with kavanah. Okay, I'm sorry, I did that one. It's the ones that you did. Then there's ones that you're like, wait, who the hell is doing this one, Like you're looking around, who's stopping over here, Shame on you, like, who killed, Who killed? Who did that? There's certain sins we don't do. All of a sudden, you're going to get to Shamayim, and they're going to say, you did these averot. We say, listen, God, I did a lot of bad, but that I never did, I can guarantee you. You know what I mean? You can play the footage, I never did that. What are they going to say? They're going to say it's true. You never did them. Nosfu lachem, but we're adding it to you. Ba'avur ploni, because of so-and-so, shedebartem bam, that you spoke out against. You know what's going on here? Says the Chavot Levavot that when we talk gossip, we get the averot of that person, and they get our mitzvot. Why? Why should that be? I did a sin. I should get punished for doing a sin. Leave the sin isolated. Why all of a sudden, if I talk gossip now, I also get all of your averot? Why does that happen? What's the idea behind that? Like we said, gossip, really, when I speak gossip about you, why do I do that? Because I grow from your mistakes. I feel good. I can't wait for you to mess up. I'm excited when you mess up. Your mess up, it fuels me. I have what to talk about. I have what to feel good about. I could expose that at lunch, at the Shabbat table, wherever. I get to point out to everyone. Look at her. Look at them. And I get to sit there and I feel great about myself. You are only you because of her sins. So says the Chavot Levavot. So it only makes sense. Your existence, you exist because of her mess-ups. Her mess-ups should go to you. They're part of what make you you. You live off of that. You feed off of that. You need her mess-ups to live. So they should go to your account. You ate from that your whole life. You fed off of those sins. You hear what's going on? Unbelievable concept. Very deep. So, we have to realize gossip is a very cheap way in life of growing, of feeling good about yourself. Really, that's not how I should feel good about myself. My worth, my self-worth should not come from having to crush you. My worth should come from me realizing what are my tens. And when you have that, and when you're confident in who you are, you don't need to go around talking bad about people. I'm great, I'm happy. When I'm happy, by the way, you should know jealousy is really just an indicator about you. When we're jealous, it just means that we're not happy in life. Jealousy has very little to do with the other guy. So jealous, why them, why this, why that? Really, it's an indicator. I'm not happy with where I am. If you were happy with where you were, if we're happy in life, I'm happy for other people. Give you a simple example. If we're very wealthy, we're not threatened if someone else is also wealthy. Right? If I just got married and then I find out another girl just got engaged, what's my response? Amazing. Mazal tov, hello, beautiful. And it's genuine. It's not like a fake, oh, mabruk, and deep down like, what, I hate her, right? It's a real mabruk. Right? Why? I'm happy for you. Beautiful. Because I'm not threatened by that. I'm married. If I wasn't married, it would be much harder for me to be happy for you. It's like, deep down, I'm thinking, why her? Why not me? As if her guy was supposed to be your guy and she took it from you. Like, that's we don't think like that. But it's like almost like we live with this zero-sum game. That if you're +1, it means I'm at a -1. If you made money, it had to come at my cost. If you got married, it's because I didn't get married. If you got beracha, it should have been my beracha. You took it from me. So I'm upset that you got it. Right? We live sometimes with that big mistake. That you grow, that your success was at my expense. That was a nice line. Your success is at my expense. That's how sometimes we think. Am I saying good, Shana, or no? You hear what I'm saying tonight? Ladies, am I getting a lot of stares? No? It's good? Question.
What if you are really, like, genuinely, like, let's say a person is like a 5 or a 4, but they're aiming for a 7, is that okay? They really want a 7.
No one's a 5.
So let's say you're a 4.
Everyone's a
So let's say
7.
you are a 4. Let's say you're aiming for a 7.
You mean you're a 4 in a certain area?
No, let's say overall, given between when you average out the 7 and the 3, you come out to a 4. But you're aiming for an 8.
Okay.
Is that okay?
You should always try to grow. Right? We're always trying to grow. For sure.
Right now you want an 8.
It's fine.
That's fine.
If you're a 4, you should aim for 5, by the way. 8's too high.
You want an 8.
Get there, you should want a 10 also. But there's big life goals and then there's daily goals. Right? My daily goal is I should want to be, if I'm a 4, I should want to be a 4.1. Right?
Right now you want an 8. What are you talking about? Dating? Yes.
Oh, if you're a 4 and you want someone who's an 8? Okay, we were completely like on 2 different wavelengths on that one. By the way. Our communication was a 2, like, by the way, on that. Just saying.
Of course you have to aim to be a 10.
Okay, so thank you for clarifying, by the way, whoever that was that called out, someone. So if you're a 4 and you want an 8, so that's life. We all want to marry up. I never met someone that's like looking to marry who's an 8 that wants a 4. I have yet to meet them.
Yeah, but you have 4.
No one's looking to do chesed, you know? Everyone wants to marry up. Everyone wants to marry up. Right? Everyone wants to marry up. And I mean, we will talk about it in another class, but what you have to really ask yourself is why would the 8 want to marry you if you're a 4? Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Very good. So that's what I'm saying, is that you're not a 4 and he's not an 8. You're both 7s, right?
That's exactly my question. The question is that we do have that confidence. And it's a little bit like, you feel like I could get an 8. So what I want for, but I want 8. And, is that okay? Because then, you have to wait to get the 8.
Again,
How do you go about when you have that too much of a desire, too much, when you think too high of yourself, when in reality you're only a 4? So is that okay?
look, there definitely is a lot of people that are not realistic when dating. You know? The guy's 42 and he wants an 18-year-old. All right, Rohi, not happening, anytime soon. You have to be realistic also. I want $1 million, but you have to be realistic in life. You have to, try to, and it's hard to be realistic.
So because that also leads into what you were just saying, which is, okay, so I'm not going to talk Lashon Hara and I'll be happy for you, but the pain is there. So how do I address the pain? I'm still not married, or I still don't have money, or whatever is missing, whatever challenge, the challenge is there. So I'm not going to talk Lashon Hara, I'll be happy for you, but how do I address the pain?
So sometimes the pain is self-inflicted.
Because I still want an 8. I'm a 4, but I want
Okay.
an 8. So how do I address the pain?
Right. So I'm saying sometimes the pain is self-inflicted. You want an 8 and you have to be willing to endure the pain that comes with. An 8 is something very high. You may get it. You have to wait a while. And if you're okay with waiting and the pain that comes with, right? I mean, these are personal choices that every person has to make. A lot of people want to, again, they want gold. They want 10. And they're not 10. And so part of dating is actually building yourself into becoming the person that you would want to marry in return. Would that guy want you? So it's a hard question to really answer. It hurts sometimes to answer. The truth hurts. You want that, but would they want you? Some people are delusional. They're delusional. They live in fantasy. They don't live in reality. They're not in touch with reality. They say, no, it'll come if I have emunah. All right. But that's not how emunah works. Yeah.
So are there any topics or like categories that you think a girl or a guy can have as a 4 and match up with an 8? You know what I'm saying? Like in a specific topic, is it okay for a girl to be lower on that spectrum, a little less than a 7 in that topic, with a guy higher and then a guy lower? Or any topics come to mind?
Almost always you'll find that you and your spouse are really like opposites. You'll find that often. Where you're weak, your spouse is strong, and vice versa. Now, when I speak about 4 and 8, I'm talking about personality, right? Character. Values, you shouldn't be opposites. I just want to be clear. It's a very important point. In values, you have to be the same as your spouse. You have to want the same things, to have the same goals. Okay, that's not a 4 or 8 question. That's not a number. A value is what do you want in life? That you have to be on the same page as your spouse. If you're here and they're here, it's going to be very complicated. Right? So values, you have to be aligned. Personality, it's okay to be different. And you'll find they're weak and you're strong and vice versa. Okay? Yeah.
So going back to that jealousy concept, I understand, like, okay, we shouldn't be jealous, right? And try our best not to be jealous. But it's, in a way, like, kind of natural. Like, oh, a girl 2 years younger than me just got engaged. Like, it hurts. Like, ouch. Like, I could not be jealous, but it still hurts.
Yeah. And it's human. Nothing wrong. We have feelings. We have to, and it's part of the process. We got to talk ourselves through it. What hurts me about it? Why does it hurt me? What does that reveal to me about me and how I see myself? Right? These are the thoughts that we have to have, and this is and it's okay. We're human. We're not meant to be numb in life. It's okay to be hurt. And that's part of being in touch with ourselves. A lot of times we don't like the feeling of being hurt, so we just become numb. And we escape. And we run away. Say, no, yeah, it's fine, I'm happy for her, no problem, yeah, sure, what do I care? And we just escape the feeling. And no, really, you have to be in touch with your feeling. I want to take questions in a few more minutes, but I just want to, there's a lot more to talk about, so if you could hold your questions, and we'll come back. Did I answer your specific question, though? A little bit? Okay, so, we enter Nisan. We're leaving Egypt in 2 weeks from today, Bezrat Hashem. Yetziat Mitzrayim. One guy's like, Rabbi, it's not Yetziat Mitzrayim. I'm with my in-laws for Pesach. I'm going to Mitzrayim. Well, Hashem told Abraham that when they leave, the Jewish people, they're going to leave with rechush. What's the next word? Say it louder. Gadol. What does that mean? They're going to leave with great possessions. So I want to talk today, what does that mean about a gadol? What's a gadol? Anyone know where's the first time the word gadol appears in the Torah? Always you have to look at the word. The Gaon of Vilna says the first time it appears. It's a very important indicator of what the word means. Where does the word gadol appear in the Torah the first time? Day 4. Hashem created the sun and the moon. How is the sun referred to? Hamaor Hagadol. Unbelievable. On day 4, Hashem created the large luminary. Okay? It's a nice art scroll word. Luminary. Never used that word in my life. And the small luminary. Okay? Hama'or hagadol v'hama'or hakaton. The small. Why is the sun called the gadol? So simply you'll say, because it's bigger. But there's a much more important difference. What is the difference between the sun and the moon? It's not just in size. What is it about the sun? What makes it different than the moon? What? It doesn't shine brighter. The sun has its own light. The moon doesn't shine. The moon reflects off the sun. A gadol, you ready? This is very important. Unbelievable. A gadol is somebody who could generate their own internal light from within. A gadol is someone who can validate their own experiences in life, their own worth. I could see myself and I could say, I'm good enough. Some people, they're like the moon. They only shine if others tell them so. There was a stage in my life where, every time I spoke, I would always ask my wife, was I good? 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 You need people to Chazak Baruch you. For every video, you're constantly looking, the comments, the likes, how many people are liking it. Was it good? Was it good? I need you to shine on me because you're a moon. That is a very big definition of a katan in life. That is a young person. That is a small person. A small person needs other people to validate them. Children are like that. Children, they're constantly turning around looking for your approval. At a baby's bris, what do we tell them? Zeh katan, gadol yihiyeh. What's the bracha that you're giving the kid? That you should go into a 48 Husky? What are you telling him? You're telling the little kid, right now you're a moon, honey. Right now you're insecure. You need other people to shine on you. I give you a bracha that you should be one day like the sun. That you should have your own, that you should be able to generate from within. Your own koach. The Gemara says, a katan, in halacha, at what age does a kid become an adult? So long that he's relying on his father's table, he's a katan. You hear the words? Unbelievable. So long that you're still living off of your father's table. It's not just economically. So long that you still need your father, that you still need other people to thumbs up you, to pat you on the back. So long in life that you're looking at other people and what are they going to say? You are a kid. You are a child at best. You're the moon. You don't really have any internal worth. A gadol is when I could say, I'm self-sufficient. It's a hard thing in life to be self-sufficient. A lot of people like to mooch. I'm sure there's a lot of drama in families. The sister, the brother-in-law, the this, the that, while you're living in our house, you're married, get out, using our credit card. A lot of drama. But there's something beautiful in life about learning to be self-sufficient. Economically, financially, but also in life. To reach a point where you're able to just be your own person. Ramchal, he says in chapter, I think it's 4, Mesilat Yesharim. He says that there are 3 reasons why people fail in life. Maybe one day we'll talk about 1 and 2. But I want to share with you what he says, number 3. why people fail in life. You ready? It means a lot of times people are ready to become amazing. A lot of times we're ready to crush it, to become successful. But he says there's 3 reasons. And one of the reasons, number 3 is, you ready? He says, because of their friends around them. Because of the people around us. And what will they say? And Rabbi, I want to start dressing that way. Or eating in these places. Or stop. Or start. I want to, but I can't because my friends. It's hard when everyone around you is doing something different. It's hard. It's hard to be the outcast. It's hard to be different. And until something becomes normalized, right now you're all in the class. There was a time in the community where this was not a normal thing. I bet you if you told people that you were in a class tonight, they would say, wow, it's beautiful. I mean, I'm assuming that's how it's here. I know Grey Neck is unbelievable. It's growing tremendously. In the Syrian community, class is like trending. Normal. Summer, Friday, Mazat party, class, Rabbi. It's like if you see a group of girls at a class, you don't blink twice. Very normal. No one says boo to you. Wow, you went to a class? Rabbi, can you come give me a class? Everyone wants a class. There was a time in the community where the class wasn't a normal thing. It wasn't trending, it wasn't popular. If you went to it, you're like, oh my God, he's so religious. You go to class? So there's always, in everything in life, there's the pioneers. It's like the bell curve, right? There's the pioneers, the people that they have vision. They could do something before it becomes normal or popular or done. Whether it's investing in a company, right? Whatever it is, there's the pioneer, the nachshon, the guy who jumps in first. Right? Always the guy who's jumping in first. Everyone's scared to go in the pool. They're touching it with their toe, Oh, I just moved the camera. Is it okay? Did you? Right? How did the camera see me? Okay, right? But then you have the majority of people. They'll only jump in after the first few guys jumped in. Then I'll jump in. I don't mean guy by males. You know what I'm saying? I mean people. Okay. I'll go in after others. Gotta be tested and proven. Proven and tested. So, Ramchal says that unfortunately in life, the question that we always have is, what will other people say? How will it look? That's how a katan thinks. A katan is thinking about, what will other people say? What will they say about me if I bring home this type of guy? There's a lot of people that they break up. Quality person. But because of the external, superficial nonsense, Rabbi, this is what I'm going to bring home? My family, I waited 8 years to bring this? What will they say? It's a crazy thing. We throw away quality marriage material. How many times parents get involved, forcing them to end it because of silly things that don't really matter in a marriage, but because of what will they say? No way am I going to have you married into that family. Everyone knows they don't have status. What will they say? If we married them, we are the elite. We can't marry them. What will they say? They throw away quality guy because they're more focused at what a 4-hour wedding will look like. than a 40-year marriage. Very sad. And so, part of becoming an adult, a gadol, is forgetting about what will people say. Avraham Avinu didn't care about what will people say. Avraham knew what was right. I don't care what they say. I'm going to do what's right. In life, sometimes you gotta silence the noise. Because let me tell you something. There'll always be people saying. There'll always be people talking. If you're not going to live your life that you wanted to, who's going to live that life? Im en ani li, mi li. If you're not going to live your life, who's going to live your life for you? You got to be able to live your life. They ask people in a hospice, what's their number one regret? Hospice people at the end of their life. Top 5 regrets. Number 1, I didn't live the life that I wanted to live. I made the choices in my life because of what will they say? What will my friends say? I chose a college, I chose a path, a career, not really what I wanted to do, but it's what other people told me I should do. What other people told me, or I was thinking about, what will they say? Avraham Avinu could care less what will they say. Avraham Avinu was a trailblazer. Avraham Avinu, he was called Avraham HaIvri. You know what's Ivri? Ever. Other side. Avraham was on the other side. The whole world went one way, the whole community did one thing. Avraham said, I don't care. I know what's right. I'm going to live the right way. And it's hard. You got to be a pioneer, to be a nachshon, to be a trailblazer. You got to be different. You can't care about what people are going to say about you. You got to be a gadol. You got to have inner confidence. You got to know you're a 10. It's hard to live like that. It's hard when everyone's staring at you and they're making remarks and comments. I was in the bathroom, they didn't know I was there, and they said something. Rabbi, it hurts. But guess what? At the end of the day, the ones that love you will respect you no matter what. And if they won't, then as the saying goes, with friends like that, who needs enemies? And ultimately, Avraham Avinu became a prince. His nephew, Lot, was a little bit of a follower. He was a people pleaser. Anyone know any people pleasers? Lot was a people pleaser. He needed everyone to like him. Never ready to take a stand for anything. I need everyone to like me. That was Lot. Chameleon. So when he goes to Sodom, lives like Sodom. He becomes like them. At the end of the day, what happens to Lot? They laugh in his face. You clown, you buffoon. When he warns them, when he tries to bring in they laugh, they say, get out of here, who are you? Who am I? I'm a resident, I pay taxes, I'm a citizen, I got the passport. Lord, get out of here, you're a clown. The world respects people who respect themselves. If we're going to try to be like the Goyim, we should be like them. They'll respect us, then they'll like us. We just got to blend in a little bit. The exact opposite. If you don't respect yourself, if you don't respect your religion, if you don't respect your values, why should I? It was Avraham Avinu that they bowed to. Nesi Elokim, Ata Betochenu. Avraham, you're a legend. Whatever you want a land, it's yours, Ruhi. We love you. We respect you because you respect yourself. Avraham wouldn't budge. The pasuk says in Shir Hashirim, Im ma'ahi nivne alea tirat kasef. If it's a wall, you can build. Ve'im deleti, but if it's a door, you can't build. What is the difference between a door and a wall? What's the difference between a door and a wall? It could be a door and a wall. What's the difference? The door moves. Which way? Whichever way the people want it to. Some people in life, they like a door. Like a doorknob, all right? Whichever way they want me to go, I go. You want me here, you want me there. Some politicians today, many politicians today, they're like a doorknob. Whatever's trending, whatever the polls indicate. Abortion's in, I'm pro-abortion. Nah, I'm not abortion, chas v'shalom. The values flip-flop. They change for the people. You can't build anything in life on that. If you want to build, you got to be a leader. If you want to build your home one day, you can have a house. Imagine a parent would just do whatever the kid wanted. All right, son, you want to smoke? Here you go, no problem. I love you. You got to be a parent. A teacher can't give in to the kids. Imagine a teacher starts talking like the kids. I don't know, I saw them using these words. I saw them playing cards. I played with them. I don't know, I just wanted to be like the kids. You're a teacher. You fire that teacher. We hired you to teach the kids, not to become like them. In life, when you know something to be true, you gotta be confident in that. You can't worry about what people are going to say about you. How will it look? And we rationalize it. No, but it's really, if I do it, then they'll like me, and then I can bring them closer to Hashem, you know. Yeah, okay. You don't believe in yourself. You got to know the way. You got to go the way, and you got to show the way. You can't worry about what they're going to say. There'll always be people saying. It's like the joke of the dad and his son. And they're with the donkey. So the dad is walking and the son's riding the donkey. And they pass by a few old men and they overhear the old men saying, look at this generation. The kid lets his old man walk. The kid is young, he's strong. What kind of kid? Where's the respect these days? They turn the corner, the dad says, all right, kid, let's switch. It doesn't look good if you're on the donkey. I'll go on the donkey. So they switch places. The dad goes on the donkey, the kid's walking. They pass by another group of old men. And the old group of men say, they overhears them saying, what kind of men do we have these days, huh? Guy's making his little kid, weak kid walk. You're a big guy, you should be walking. You're the dad. Let your kid on the donkey. The dad's like, oh gosh. They turn the corner. He says, all right, son, get on the donkey. They both ride the donkey. They pass by another group of old men. The dad overhears them saying, what kind of people are these? Have some rahmanut on the donkey, 2 at a time. At least take turns, something. What kind of people are these? So finally they turn the corner. He says, all right, son, we're both walking. They walk by a 4th group of old men. And the dad overhears the guy saying, look, John, 3 hamorim. In life, you're never going to make everyone happy. There'll always be people talking about you. If you're going to change for them and for them and for them, you can always change. You got to have the confidence. You got to know what's right. You got to know what's deep down, what's true. And you got to just do it, like an Avraham Avinu. Don't worry about anyone. The Gemara says at the end of time, the faces of the people will be like dogs. That's what it says. Gemara in Sotah, the last page, it gives like 10 signs that Mashiach is coming. Today is an obsession with Mashiach. When's Mashiach coming? And what the thing? Well, the Gemara gives signs when Mashiach is coming. 10 different signs. There's a whole list over there. One of the signs Mashiach is coming, says the Gemara, the face of the people will be like dogs. What does that mean? So Hafetz Chaim says, I always saw what it meant. The other day, my niece was FaceTiming my mom. She was playing with the phone and then she put the dog emoji on her face. So she was talking to me with the dog. I said, oh, that's what it means. The face of the people will be like the face of dogs. Hafetz Chaim says, this is what it means. You ready? When a dog walks, who's in front, the dog or the owner? The dog's in front. If you didn't know any better, you would think the dog is in charge. The dog looks like he's leading, right? But what does the dog do every few seconds? Makes sure he's being followed. When Mashiach's approaching, everyone's going to be like a dog. They're going to be really following from in front. Even leaders, looks like they're leading, but they're constantly looking back for approval, for validation. Am I good? I'm good. I was good. My speech was good. How likes? It was good. You like my ring? How's my ring? Is it a nice ring? If 35 people say it was nice, then it's nice. Otherwise, not a nice ring. You have to say it's nice, or else it wasn't a nice ring. How was my trip? How's my dress? I don't know what I think. What do you think? You need to think, or else I don't know. I'm a moon. So this is the midah of Gadol of Nisan. This month we got the HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem. It's ultimately the midah of Rahel Imenu, by the way. Just to end with this, Rahel Imenu. She's known to be Tsanua. And unfortunately, Tsanua today became just a matter of inches. Are you Tsanua? I'm Tsanua. Are you Tsanua? How long is you? I wear till the here, till the. But really, Tsanua has nothing to do. Not nothing to do, but it's not only to do with clothing. It has a lot to do with our value. Modest means I don't need to be loud. I don't need to be heard by everyone. I don't need to be seen by everyone. I don't need to make public what I do. Right? That's what Tsanua means. Rahel, she did a great act when she saved her sister, when she gave her the signs. But the greatness of Rahel is that she didn't tell anyone. Why would she do that? Why would she not tell anyone? When you do chesed, you tell people, right? Why didn't you tell anyone? The answer is because if I'm a someone, then I did tell anyone. I told myself. And I know. Is that enough that you know? Well, it depends. Are you a someone? Do you value your own validation? The fact that you know, is that enough? For Rachel, it was very much enough. No one needs to know. I know. I'm a somebody. I'm a very important somebody. I'm at Tselem Elokim. And I know. And for me, that's enough that I know. No one else needs to know. I don't have to flex it. I don't have to show it off. I don't have to flaunt it. I know. The people that need to show, it's because they don't value themselves. It's very sad. Modesty is actually the biggest expression of confidence. We often think of a person who's modest that they're hiding because they have nothing to show. It's the exact opposite. I hope that was clear how we just showed that. Modesty is the exact opposite. Modesty means I'm so confident in who I am. I don't need to show it. That's where it comes from. Kol kevoda bat melech penima. The real honor of a Jewish woman, she generates from within her own gadlut, her own shine. She's a leader. She's a builder. She has her values. She knows what she's worth. And she goes and she builds. She builds a home. She builds her house, her family, her community. She builds. That starts with penima. That starts with if I respect myself. And if I validate myself, then I could start shining that light outwards onto other people. Okay, we'll take any questions. Any question over here? I don't know if we answered it. Or we're just Hajj, it's very late, I'm sorry.
How do you balance the line between humility and confidence? Because, like, how can you be confident without, being overly, you want to project confidence but not show off too much?
Okay. So, it's a very good question. What does humility mean?
Like not showing off.
Okay, good. Sorry, 1 second. Benny, I'll call you back in 2 minutes.
Okay, bye.
Love you, bye. Humility means not thinking you're better than other people. Now the truth is, when you know what you are and what you have, and you remember that it's because it's Tselem Elokim, and you realize that I am who I am because God gave it to me, so actually it leads to more humility, not less. Because when I realize God gave me this, I'm actually very humbled. Because Hashem gave me something that I have to do, that I have to achieve. And I have to step up into that. Moshe Rabbeinu was the greatest, and because of that, he was the humblest. When you know how much power you were given, how much talents you were given, how much whatever in life Hashem gave you, it actually causes you to be more humble than other people. What is humility? Humility means I haven't done enough. I have to do more. Right? Arrogance is I'm better than you, I'm better than you, I'm better than you. That's what arrogance means. Arrogance means you think you're better than everyone. You feel like you deserve to be praised. You're looking for praise. That's what arrogance is. Where does that come from? Because look at what I have. Right? But when a person remembers actually the source of that is from Hashem, and that it's not given to you for you, it's given to you as a mission. So now actually, I'm humbled. If a person has $1 million and he gives 50,000, and you have another guy who has $1 billion and he gives 50,000. Really, the guy who gives $1 billion, who gives 50,000, should be ashamed of himself. If he gives 100,000, he should be ashamed of himself. Opposite. The fact that I gave more is not a reason for me to be arrogant. Opposite. I should be ashamed of myself. I should have given more tzedakah. I only gave 100. That's not even my 10%. Right? So when a person realizes that they were blessed, they realize how great they are, that should actually cause them to be more humble. Because I look at what I've done and what I've accomplished and I say, wow, that's so little compared to what I was given. And actually I look at you and I say, if Hashem trusted you with what He gave me, you would probably achieve 10 times more than what I achieved so far. It's true, I did X, Y, and Z. But actually, I bet you, if Hashem gave you what I had, you would probably do A, B, C, D, F, G. You would do 10 times more than me. That's humility. So humility is not about not recognizing what your strengths are. It's the exact opposite. It's when I realize how much I was given, I'm actually ashamed because I realize I didn't step up enough. Okay, does that make sense?
Like holding yourself to a higher standard and always striving to do better.
Of course. And when you see someone else, you're thinking, wow, this person, they didn't do as much as me, but they were given so much less than me. And actually, bravo for them. On their level, they're much more efficient than I am. You know what I mean? That's humility. Okay, it's a good question. Is that clear? Was that any questions on that? Okay, who else? Okay. Chazak Baruch Chodesh Tov, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.